Nearly 17 million tons of pasta rolled off production lines worldwide in 2022 alone, according to the International Pasta Organization. That's enough pasta to stretch across continents, linking nations with endless strands and shapes. In the United States, people consume nearly 6 billion pounds of pasta each year, making it one of the country's top food staples. But here's the real question: what incredible machinery and intricate steps transform something as simple as wheat into the noodles that fill our plates? Pasta's roots reach back thousands of years. Records suggest that as early as 2000 BC, the Chinese were already pulling strands of noodles. Later, Arab traders carried dried dough across the Mediterranean, where it found fertile ground. By the 13th century, pasta had become a staple in Sicily, spreading across Italy as an affordable, durable way to store wheat in hot climates. During the Renaissance, pasta evolved further, with new shapes crafted to suit local preferences. But it was the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century that changed pasta forever, with mechanized presses transforming it from a regional specialty into a global commodity. Italian immigrants later carried those traditions to America, embedding pasta into family dinners and restaurant menus. Today, pasta is not just Italian, it's one of the most widely consumed foods on Earth, a true bridge between history and modern industry. The journey of pasta begins in the fields with durum wheat, a grain prized for its hard texture and high protein content. Unlike common bread wheat, durum boasts stronger gluten, giving pasta its firmness and resilience. Farmers harvest the golden crop in late summer and send it to state-of-the-art mills. Here, advanced air separators remove dust, husks, and stones, leaving behind only the densest kernels. Steel rollers then crush these kernels into semolina, a coarse yellow flour with distinctive granules. Each grain is precisely graded, ensuring a uniform size for perfect mixing later. Even the smallest details matter. Moisture content, for instance, is monitored constantly because a single percentage point can make the difference between perfect dough and ruined pasta. Once ready, semolina flows into stainless steel hoppers, where purified water is added with scientific precision. Roughly 100 kilograms of semolina requires 30 liters of water, and this exact balance determines whether the pasta will hold together or fall apart. Paddle mixers fold the mixture into gritty clumps, not smooth dough, but crumbly, sand-like bits. This rough texture is intentional, ensuring that during extrusion, the particles compress tightly, producing pasta with that perfect al dente bite. Technicians also adjust water temperatures, since warmer water speeds gluten development while cooler water slows it down, tailoring elasticity to each pasta style. Then comes the most dramatic transformation. The crumbly dough is pressed through heavy bronze or Teflon dies under immense hydraulic pressure. Bronze dies create rough surfaces that grip sauces, while Teflon dies produce smooth, glossy pasta ideal for faster cooking. Spaghetti, penne, fusilli, or elbow macaroni all emerge in seconds with incredible precision. High-speed knives cut each piece to uniform length, producing thousands per minute in a mesmerizing rhythm. To put it into perspective, a single extrusion line can churn out more than 6,000 pounds of pasta in just 1 hour. Imagine the catastrophe if a machine failure wasted all of that. It would be the equivalent of losing thousands of meals in minutes. But fresh pasta, with nearly 30% moisture, is far too unstable to store. Factories rely on massive drying tunnels, where conveyor belts carry pasta through chambers of hot circulating air. Temperatures soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, but must remain carefully controlled. Too much heat, and spaghetti strands can crack. Too little, and bacteria can survive. Drying takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, depending on the pasta's thickness. Long strands like spaghetti hang vertically, while shorter shapes tumble gently on mesh trays. Even here, sensors monitor humidity, keeping it within a razor-thin margin of error. After drying, pasta is cooled in tempering rooms to avoid fractures from sudden temperature shifts. Workers test samples by snapping strands and checking their interior color. Only pasta with the perfect golden hue and solid structure makes it forward. At this stage, it's shelf-stable, ready to survive shipping across oceans without spoiling. Packaging brings pasta one step closer to our kitchens. Automated scales portion exact weights, ensuring each bag of spaghetti contains precisely 454 grams, no more, no less. Machines then drop pasta into bags or boxes, vacuum seal them to keep out moisture, and often leave clear windows to show off the product inside. Labels list cooking times, nutrition facts, and batch codes for traceability. Any misprint or defective package is immediately discarded by optical scanners. Finally, robotic palletizers stack hundreds of boxes onto wooden pallets, and forklifts load them into shipping containers. Within days, pasta moves from factories to supermarkets, from fields to family dinners. But pasta is only half the story. If you think precision in pasta production is fascinating, there's one thing nearly every culture agrees on: pizza is irresistible, whether it's thin crust, deep dish, or stuffed with cheese. Pizza has become a global obsession. But how did it become such a phenomenon? And more importantly, what really happens behind the scenes at one of the world's most recognized pizza chains, Domino's? Every single day, Americans alone devour nearly 350 slices of pizza every second. That's over 3 billion pizzas a year, with more than $46 billion spent just to satisfy this cheesy craving. But today, we're going beyond the surface. We're taking you deep into the process, into the factories and kitchens, where Domino's transforms simple ingredients into one of the most iconic comfort foods in the world. Let's rewind first. Pizza's roots go back to 17th century Naples, Italy, where bakers started flattening dough and topping it with basic ingredients before baking it in wood-fired ovens. What began as a humble dish for the working poor evolved into a worldwide sensation. Fast forward to 1960, in a small Michigan town, Tom Monahan and his brother launched a tiny pizza shop that would eventually become Domino's. With a revolutionary approach to delivery and a promise of hot pizza in 30 minutes or less, Domino's changed the game entirely. Today, Domino's boasts over 20,000 stores in more than 85 countries, employing over 290,000 people globally. But it wasn't just the taste that made Domino's a juggernaut, it was logistics. With 25 massive supply chain centers across the U.S., Domino's delivers freshness at scale. Each center is a powerhouse, producing fresh dough daily and prepping cheese, sauces and toppings to be sent to over 7,000 franchise stores nationwide. But how exactly is Domino's famous pizza made? Let's step inside the dough mixing room. From fresh dough and rich sauce to stretchy cheese and seasoned toppings. With over 3 million pizzas sold daily, these ingredients don't stay on the shelf for long. As franchise stores submit orders, the ingredients are efficiently packed and shipped, often overnight to beat traffic and ensure timely delivery. Once the trucks arrive, everything is unloaded directly into each store's cold storage, ready for the day's rush. Then comes the order. Since 2008, Domino's online order tracking system lets customers see their pizza's journey from kitchen to doorstep. The moment an order hits the system, the pizza-making team springs into action. Fresh, never frozen dough is brought to room temperature, giving it time to rise and soften. It's stretched, then sauced with that zesty tomato base. Shredded mozzarella rains down next, followed by pepperoni slices placed with precision. The pizza enters a blazing hot oven set to 465 degrees Fahrenheit and bakes for about 7 minutes. The crust turns golden. The cheese bubbles and browns to perfection. Once done, it's sliced clean and placed into a classic Domino's cardboard box. But here's where the speed kicks in. Domino's employees are trained to fold up to 50 boxes in under 2 minutes, a vital skill during rush hours. The hot pizza is placed inside the heatwave insulated bag, designed to trap heat and keep your pizza piping hot on delivery. Innovation drives Domino's delivery. From heatwave bags to drone drops and self-driving neuro vehicles, and even custom-designed DXP cars with built-in ovens that keep up to 80 pizzas hot on the move, Domino's is constantly pushing boundaries. And there you have it, the complete journey of how a Domino's pizza travels from fresh ingredients to your front door. Feeling hungry yet? What's your go-to pizza order? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching Next Process. See you in the next slice of the story. Come on. You're telling me sausages aren't your forever love? That irresistible aroma, that juicy burst of flavor, how could anyone resist? It's nearly impossible to leave sausages untouched on the plate. And because you deserve to know exactly what goes into creating this culinary marvel, I took you deep inside the processing plant, where magic meets machinery. It all starts with fresh, clean meat, completely boneless, to avoid any interruptions during processing. This meat is divided into portions and sent bit by bit into massive grinders. This slow, careful approach ensures the meat is finely processed, with zero lumps, achieving a smooth, rich consistency in every bite. Next comes the mix of meats, including frozen cuts. But why frozen? Freezing the meat at low temperatures eliminates parasites and bacteria, critical for food safety. It also improves the texture and shelf life of sausages, giving them that iconic buttery melt-in-your-mouth feel. Watch how the meat is shredded and chopped to silky smooth perfection. Time for flavor. A precise blend of herbs and spices is added, ranging from spicy kicks of pepper to milder mixes, ensuring every sausage hits just the right note. A little ice joins the party, not just for moisture, but to help the mixture bind smoothly and stay cold for a consistent, even blend. Now here's the twist. Eggs, lots of them. Automatic machines crack and separate the yolks from the whites. Because only the yolks are used here, they're whisked into the mix until everything is lump-free and creamy, elevating the taste and texture to a whole new level. Let's talk casing. Natural casing is soaked in cool water for hours, rinsed thoroughly to eliminate residual salt, and then gently moistened to retain its elasticity. The seasoned meat mix is then piped into the casing and formed into uniform sausages, glistening, perfectly shaped, and ready to be devoured. After cutting, sausages are coated in flavorful sauces and go through a pre-drying stage for several hours. Then comes the game changer, the smoking process. Smoking not only injects rich flavor, but also extends shelf life. Natural compounds in smoke act as preservatives, keeping sausages fresh and bacteria-free without artificial additives. Once smoked, they enter the post-drying phase. Their color deepens, their appeal multiplies. They're tied securely in natural casings to avoid air pockets and are hung on stainless steel hooks or wooden rods. This ensures even airflow during drying, so each sausage develops the same mouth-watering quality. When the drying is complete, the sausages are carefully removed. Their transformation is stunning: rich color, robust aroma, and irresistible texture. They're now fed into a high-speed robotic system where air pressure separates them precisely, ready for packaging. Imagine these savory treats tucked into a warm bun, with mustard and caramelized onions. Hard to resist, right? Even the packaging is a thoughtful process. Each sausage is portioned and placed meticulously into boxes. The casings are filled automatically by helpful machinery and molded with expert hands. After a rigorous quality check, they're hung again to dry and cure in a perfectly controlled environment. The effort behind these treats is enormous, and next time you bite into one, you'll appreciate every step that brought it to your plate. Now let's pivot to something even more iconic: Spam. Loved by some, criticized by others, but undeniably revolutionary. Why did it even come into existence? To understand that, let's rewind to the 1930s. Refrigerators weren't common in households, and meat would spoil quickly. Hormel Foods, based in Minnesota, saw an opportunity. What if they could create a ready-to-eat, shelf-stable meat product? Pork shoulder, a cheap but protein-rich cut, was underutilized. The idea was simple: grind it, mix with ham, water, salt, sugar, and sodium nitrite to preserve it and give it that signature pink color. Spam was born. Whether you believe Spam stands for spiced ham or just a catchy name from a contest, one thing is certain: it became a global staple. In Muslim-majority countries, it's beef-based. Elsewhere, you'll find versions made with chicken and turkey. The process involves strict quality standards. Beef trimmings are ground, mixed with key ingredients, then carefully prepared to ensure uniform taste and texture. Air pockets are avoided at all costs because they can ruin texture. Gelatin, often misunderstood, isn't added. It forms naturally during cooking and keeps the meat moist.